Voting in the public, so you know when that's ready. Christopher. We can't get to a 2020 correction. People. Oh, it's good because I just had last year. Here's your test. And you don't have glasses.
I don't, but I think we can get started.
Not yet.
I'm gonna go.
There's certain when you turn
Window, I think we can start.
All right, we'll just invite you to
He joins
Chris
back
when he
in.
comes. Okay. All right. Cecile, tell me when you're ready.
It's ready.
Yep. Okay, good morning. It is now 9:07 a.m. on February 13th, 2026. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Board of Social Work Licensure. I'm Linda Butler, I'm chair of the board. I'd like to explain the circumstances under which we are holding today's meeting and set up some ground rules. First, I request everyone participating electronically in today's meeting to please mute their device and turn their device video cameras off. Board staff will also be muting devices and turning cameras off for everyone except board members and staff. In accordance with the board member remote participation policy adopted by the board, January 13th, 2023, exactly 3 years ago, I have directed in consultation with board staff that today's meeting of the board be conducted both in person and virtually through remote participation pursuant to that policy. The physical location where members of the public may attend this meeting is at 76 Northern Avenue in Gardner, Maine. We're also conducting the meeting through a video conference on the platform Zoom. That meeting number is 882-7324-9317. The board will continue to provide members of the public a meaningful opportunity to attend meetings remotely via Zoom, as it has successfully done since April of 2020. On February 6, 2026, the board posted notices of this meeting on its website, along with instructions on how members of the public could access the meeting virtually and in person. Also posted on the website is the agenda for today's meeting and the remote participation policy. It is the board's sincere hope that all of those interested in the subject matter of today's meeting have received notice of the meeting and instructions on how to participate. Okay, at this time, I'd like to introduce other board members who are present and confirm that we have a quorum. Board members, when I call your name, please ID yourself for the public by raising your hand so that it shows on the video, and introduce yourself by describing in what capacity you sit on the board. Angela Felicia.
Thank you, Cecile. Angela Felicia, LCSW board member.
Benjamin Strick.
Ben Strick, LCSW complaint officer.
Leandra DiTilio.
Lee DiTilio, LCSW vice chair.
Leslie Lufkin.
Leslie Lufkin, LCSW board member.
Thank you. There are 5 board members present, which does constitute a quorum. I'd also like to note the following board staff members that are present here: our Assistant Attorney General, John Belisle, our board manager, Mike Tarr, and our board staff, Katie Getchell and Cecile Sarras. I want to just take a moment and remind everyone of the statutory purpose of a regulatory board. Pursuant to Title 10 of the Maine Revised Statutes, Section 8008, the sole purpose of an occupational and professional regulatory board is to protect the public health and welfare. The board carries out this purpose by ensuring that the public is served by competent and honest practitioners, and by establishing minimum standards of proficiency in the regulated professions by examining, licensing, regulating, and disciplining practitioners of those regulated professions. Other goals or objectives may not supersede this purpose. Right. Now, we'll begin to conduct our meeting business, and I'd like to move to agenda item 2, which is minutes review and approval. Do I hear any concerns about edits to the minutes from our January 9th meeting?
Motion to approve.
I can second that.
Thank you. I'll do a roll call vote. Please say in favor, opposed, or abstained. Angela Felicia.
In favor.
Ben Strick,
In favor?
Lee DiTilio,
Abstain.
Leslie Lufkin,
Abstain.
Linda Butler in favor. So the motion passes 3 in favor, 2 abstain. Thank you. Moves us to agenda item 3, complaint presentations. And I want to just start out by asking if anybody needs to recuse from any of the 5 complaint presentations.
Linda, I would just like to run through a disclosure on 2025 SOC 20833. The second presentation.
Okay. John, you want to do that when we get there?
Well, if he's gonna need to recuse and you need to reorder them, you might as well do it now.
Okay. I don't know that we do, but we have our,
It's up to you.
okay. I don't think if you recuse, Ben, I don't think we will lose quorum, so I think we can wait and you can recuse at the time. Hello, Christopher Layton.
Madam Chair, after a long struggle, I have appeared.
You look great, though. Thanks for joining us.
Well,
Thank you
I've
for
heard
this.
everything. I just haven't been able to get video and audio working, but here,
Oh,
I'm in.
terrific. Let's introduce you like the others did. Could you just state your name and your position on the board?
I will. Chris Layton, I'm a public board member.
Thank you. All right. And do you have any cases you need to recuse from in the complaint presentation?
I do not. I'm good to go.
All right, terrific. And I think at this time, I will turn it over to Ben Strick, our complaint officer, to run us through the presentations.
Board Manager Mike Tar here.
Except, no, right here. Mike has something to say first.
So complaint presentation summaries provide a general overview to help the public understand the matters before the board and to frame its discussion. They do not constitute an exhaustive account of the complaint or investigation and should have no bearing on the board decision making. The board has been provided with all relevant documentation in advance of today's meeting and is therefore fully informed of all present representations in each matter. Any board member who believes they cannot render an impartial or unbiased decision in a presented matter is expected to recuse themselves. The agenda includes case items that have been reviewed and discussed by a complaint committee prior to this meeting. The complaint committee includes a board member serving as complaint officer, board staff, and the assistant attorney general assigned to the board. The complaint officer may share complaint committee recommendations. However, it is important to note that these are recommendations only, and the board must independently evaluate each matter and reach its own conclusions based on its review and discussion. Board members are reminded to avoid the use of complainant names, client names, licensee names, locations, or any other names of the parties involved to preserve confidentiality. And with that, we can turn this over to Complaint Officer Benjamin Strick.
Thank you. We have 2025 SOC 20755. This complaint is that the fiance of the licensee's client has attended telehealth sessions with the client. The complaint alleges that the licensee neglects the client's needs during care, has addressed topics related to the complainant, who is not the client, discussed personal topics the complainant states is outside the licensee's purview. The complaint further alleges the licensee has failed to submit requested documentation for accommodation to the client's educational institution. The licensee disputes that any neglect has occurred and states that due to the telehealth setting, they have not been able to establish a private setting independent from the client's partner to confirm whether the client wishes for their partner to be present during treatment. Licensee states that the topics involved to the fiancé were addressed to explore relevant triggers in the client's support system. Licensee has provided treatment records and reports that they sought guidance from their supervisor regarding appropriate service delivery. Michael, normally I would say that all documentation has been provided to the board in advance of the meeting for review. With you saying it first, should I still say that?
You do not need to say that, I don't think. You certainly can if you feel like it.
Oh, it's how we know that you're
Okay.
finished speaking. So
Yeah.
come up with your own
Yeah.
phrase.
I know. Good to go.
Good to go. Thank you. Ben, I want to ask if the complaint committee had a recommendation based on their review.
We did not see evidence of a violation in this case.
Thank you. Open it up to board members for discussion.
I also did not see evidence of a violation in this case.
Nor did I.
All right. Do I hear a motion?
I did not either.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to discuss it. I agree with you as well. I didn't see a violation of anything.
I mean, the documentation certainly shows a clear thread of treatment and discussion, so.
I agree.
My only disappointment was that the licensee didn't, at least from my review of the records, and as we heard earlier, we do get all the stuff and we read all of it, and we look for things. And I didn't see a specific response to the charge that the licensee was billing for 60 minutes, but only had 30-minute sessions. I would have liked that, but I was persuaded by the notes that it looked like appropriate work was going on. So I wasn't unduly troubled by that. I just wish there had been a more specific response to that.
Yeah, in the notes whether it was a 30-minute or a 60-minute
Yes,
session, but you're right,
that's
we don't see the billing. I think, is that what you're
Right.
referring to, Chris?
Right,
Or
or just a more specific rebuttal of that. But again, there was nothing else that was untoward in that regard. So that I wasn't unduly troubled by that particular claim.
If there is no further discussion, I would make a motion to dismiss.
Thank you, Lee. Do I hear a second?
I can second that.
Thank you, Angela. I'll take a roll call vote. Angela Felicia,
In favor.
Ben Strick,
Abstain?
Lee DiTilio,
In favor.
Chris Layton,
In favor.
Leslie Lufkin,
In favor.
Linda Butler in favor. The motion passes 5 in favor, 1 abstain.
So for 2025 SOC 20833, I am aware that the licensee previously worked for the agency where I now work, but have no knowledge of the case or the licensee.
Are you good with that?
As long as he didn't want to impact his impartiality or bias, then it's not a problem.
You
John,
impartial,
Samantha
Ben?
Samantha would usually run through a series of questions in front of everyone so that we could help determine that. I'm comfortable continuing in this case, but John didn't know if you wanted to.
As long as you can affirmatively state that it has no impact on your impartiality, then I think that's fine.
This has no impact on my impartiality.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. So for 2025 SOC 20833, the complaint is that the parent of 2 minors who were prior clients of licensee, or the complainant is the parent of 2 minors who were prior clients of licensee. Complainant alleges that the licensee discharged the 2 minors from care due to hostile and threatening emails from the complainant without notifying the complainant that his conduct or that this conduct was a concern. The complainant asserts that they did not receive notice of discharge and only became aware of it through a divorce court document. The complainant claims the discharge process was improper and caused harm to the minors, as well as contributed to parental alienation. The complainant further asserts that the lack of communication from the licensee raised significant clinical and ethical concerns. Licensee responds that she did attempt to communicate with the complainant. However, the complainant's communications became increasingly hostile, including allegations of provider tactics to prevent access to the children and threats to appear unannounced at the office. The licensee notes the documentation existed indicating the complainant had previously been banned from DHS offices for similar behavior. Licensee asserts the tone and volume of the emails raised security concerns. These concerns were shared by the licensee supervisor, and the treatment of the minors by the licensee was terminated. Linda, all evidence has been provided to the board in advance of the meeting for review.
Thank you. I was waiting for your own personalized wrap up. You can work on that. Thank
I'll come
you.
up with something good for the next meeting.
Yeah, you have some time. You can try out different things. No, all joking aside, did the committee have any concerns or recommendations to share?
Committee did not see evidence of a violation in this complaint. Obviously, a very challenging situation.
Yeah, a lot of emotion and two kiddos involved, so it was tough. I didn't see any evidence of anything violated. Others, board members?
I
I did not see any violation.
Thank you.
My only comment, I guess, is that I couldn't read the screenshots of the text messages, and I don't know if those were particularly significant, but they were too tiny, and then when I blew them up, I couldn't read them. So
Are you, yeah, they're not readable, I agree.
yeah, so it's just a point of feedback. I don't know that it would change my perspective.
Okay, I mean, that's what I was going to ask you. Is that important that we request those again, or do you have enough information otherwise?
I think I have enough information. It was just a point of feedback.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
I could read the screenshots. They're,
I enlarged them.
I don't
Mine are all garbled.
change the outcome here. I still don't see a violation.
Okay. Then do I hear a motion?
I could make a motion to dismiss.
I'll second.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Lee. Chris, Lee beat you to it. Just for Cecile's recording purposes, I will take a roll call vote. Please say in favor, opposed, or abstain. Angela Felicia,
In favor.
Ben Strick,
Abstain.
Chris Layton,
In favor.
Lee DiTilio,
In favor.
Leslie Lufkin,
In favor.
Linda Butler in favor. Motion passes 5 in favor, 1 abstain.
Bringing 2025 SOC 20854 to the board. There's limited information in this complaint. The complaint alleges that the licensee engaged in sexual relationships with 2 individuals for whom the licensee was a caseworker while employed by DHHS.